recently got this new tripod thing, so I thought I'd try making a video with it. Um, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like a cooking thing. Gonna make some sweet potatoes tonight, some rice. This will probably be the only episode of Cooking with Tyler because this is kind of like the only thing I ever really eat, some variation of this meal. So, yeah, um, I guess I'll move the camera over here and start chopping up these sweet potatoes. Alright, so I have these sweet potatoes here. They are like kind of dark purple on the outside, but they look like this on the inside. I kind of had this one left over from the last time I made them. Like people call them Japanese Oriental sweet potatoes, or there's other fancy names for them as well. But yeah, I eat these all the time. I absolutely love them, and I will show you the very simple way that I make these. So I'm going to get to chopping now. I usually just chop them up into small pieces. These are kind of weird shaped ones, so I usually aim for something roughly this size, sometimes a little smaller. I don't like to get too much bigger than this. Then I will toss them in this bowl with some olive oil and cinnamon, and so yeah, I'll get to that in a minute when I'm done chopping. Alright, so I finished chopping up all these sweet potatoes here, as you can see. Next step is some olive oil. Just gonna drizzle however much I think you need on top. Usually want definitely a little bit more than less. It would be too dry otherwise. I want to get a nice little toss shake. Evenly coated as possible. For now, so I'm gonna use some Ceylon cinnamon, sprinkle this on top, however much this, doesn't really matter. Nice and dust. I'll give it another toss. Again, trying to get it evenly coated as possible. Not spill them all over the floor like that one got out of there. Pick it up, put it back in, whatever. Almost there. That's looking pretty good, I'd say. Now for the fun, tedious part of putting this stuff on the sheet pans. Alright, so I laid these out here. It's tedious because I have to like make sure they're not like all touching each other too much or on top of each other, then we'll cook evenly. So I've got the oven to roughly 365. I don't know if the temperature gauge is right or not on this thing, but it cooks them. So it's gonna be, I would usually put them in, go ahead and put them in here. Probably takes about 40 minutes for these to cook. So, that usually gets the right texture and stuff that I enjoy. Some people might like a higher temperature and stuff like that, but I like how these, I don't really like them to get too crispy, so. Oh, hello again. So it's been like roughly 20 minutes since I put those sweet potatoes in the oven. So I just started some rice that's been sitting on the stove. Water and all that was already put in there. I put it on, so I put it up on high, so let it get up to a boil, and yeah, we'll go from there. While we're waiting for that, I guess I can do a little fridge tour. So nothing too fancy in here, just have some eggs that probably aren't going to agree with me, but I'm trying them anyways. Got some sauerkraut, some beans that I'll probably heat up for this evening, some like leftover mystery meat. Got some water kefir, local water kefir, some grapes, water filter, cat food, some meat I'm having tonight, and then some meat for the week, ground beef from the local butcher, and some raw milk that I get from a local farm. And up here, just got some bread and basically like cat food and some other mystery meat. So yeah, sounds like this thing is getting up to a boil, so we'll be able to mess with that very soon. Got to keep an eye on it, or it's gonna go batshit crazy and overflow and make a mess. Getting pretty busy in here. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down to the low 1/2, and hope this does not boil over. Keep an eye on it. Alright, so I'm going to start prepping some meat for tonight. I've got a piece of beef heart here, which I'm going to just cook up like a steak. It seems to have like a bunch of like extra, it's like has a bunch of extra fat on it, like a huge fat cap. I like a little bit of fat, but it's a little too much, make my tum not too happy. So I'm going to trim that up a little bit, and get the pan ready to start searing this in a few minutes. Before I really start getting that meat cut up, I'm gonna go ahead and get this pan ready to go. Put some butter on here, heat it up. Chop off a piece for the rice as well. The rice should be done in just a minute, I believe. So this, chop off a good chunk of butter and rice. Got a little bit more liquid in there, let it sit there in a minute, and then throw that on in there. So the rice is looking good, nice and done. I'm gonna plop this in here as best I can. Always, when it starts getting warm, it's gonna get sticky. But yeah, throw that up in there, and give it a good stir. Nice and evenly coated, delicious. Looking pretty good. Keep stirring around a little bit to let it cool off over the next little bit. Put this butter back away. Got meat trimmed up here, nice little kind of steak. I know it's kind of like a weird thing. People don't really eat like organ meats and stuff that often, but this is fairly similar to a steak. It's definitely cheaper than a steak too. So it's quite good. It can make it pretty delicious, I'd say. I might go ahead. This isn't like terribly hot yet, but I'm gonna get some of this fat will kind of render down when I put it in here. So put that on, put the top on, let that go for a little bit, clean this, and check back in a few minutes. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and check on these sweet potatoes while this meat's getting cooked up. I think the top rack one will probably be done. Oh yeah, these are nice and soft. Over here on this tray thing. Check on these bottom ones. They usually take a little longer. Yeah, they're still a little bit too hard, so I just stick them in here and I turn the heat off. Just let them sit for a bit while, usually while I'm eating, and it works out fine. Also, move this over here. This works. Also, I'm just gonna go ahead and put these kidney beans here, and put these in this bowl, and put them in the toaster oven here, heat them up a little bit. I've been loving these things, jovial kidney beans. They soak them overnight and pressure cook them, so better for digestion. So stick these in here for a little bit and finish up this meat here in a second. This thing's getting nice and sizzly. Go ahead and flip it for the first time. So I'm getting turn the fan on a little bit. This gets a little bit messy when you and smoky when I work with this stuff. So I guess I could kind of show you like the finished product here of the sweet potatoes. They don't look too much different like in this lighting, but they're nice and smushy, and that's how I like them. I like that texture, and yeah, so they turned out really well. I'm excited to eat some of those tonight. They're actually better left over, so I'll eat a few tonight and just like save the rest for the rest of the week. Sorry, I know this is probably terrible filming, but I'm gonna go ahead and check on this meat. Seems like it's cooking up pretty good. It's nice and seared. Might flip it for another second again. It's probably pretty almost done because I kind of like it fairly rare. So I'll let it go on that side for another minute. And flip it one more time and take it off. I got this rice is looking pretty good. And yeah, I'll probably go ahead and get ready to plate that and check back in a minute. Alright, so here's my feast of the evening. I've got a little bit of sauerkraut, have some of that. And my beans, I got this nice little like bowl holder here that my friend's mom made and gave me for Christmas. Very nice. Got the rice with butter. I've got the meat and sweet potatoes. I know it looks like a ton of food, and it kind of is, but this is kind of like my only like big meal of the day. I usually eat just like a small lunch. I just prefer like refueling this time of day. I just like not eating much during the actual daytime. So yeah, this is my dinner. I'm gonna chow down here. Thanks for watching this. You can hear Bowie scream in the other room. She's ready for dinner too. So I'm gonna get to it, and thanks for watching, and probably won't see you next time on a video like this, but I will see you next time.